In the shadows where truth and tales intertwine, we find the thrilling, the chilling, the downright spine-tingling. From the paranormal to the peculiar, every echo has a story. Dare to delve into the unexpected, the unexplained? Brace yourself, for you're about to embark on a journey where fear meets fascination. Stay tuned if you dare, for stories that will make your heart race and your mind ponder. Welcome to the realm of the eerie, the realm of the unknown. And remember, like and subscribe, if you dare. A chilling call disturbs the quiet night at the police station. The officer on duty, a grizzled veteran with a lifetime of strange tales under his belt, perks up as the static-filled voice on the other end reports an unsettling incident at the picnic car parking area near the woods. A couple claims to have spotted a large hairy man, more beast than human, lurking around parked cars. Without wasting a moment, our officer heads out, the glow of the dashboard casting long shadows over his furrowed brow. Upon arrival, a chilling sight greets him. An abandoned car parked haphazardly, bearing the violent marks of an unknown assailant. The driver's window, a spiderweb of shattered glass, tells a tale of brute force and panic. The passenger door, ripped clean off its hinges, lies discarded a few feet away, as if tossed aside by an immense strength. A cold shiver runs down the officer's spine as he takes in the scene. The car's interior is a chaotic mess, belongings strewn about, a clear sign of a frenzied search or a struggle. The officer moves around the car, his flashlight cutting through the darkness, revealing the silent witnesses of the horrifying event. Turning his attention to the area surrounding the car, he discovers something that makes his heart pound in his chest. Large, strange tracks, not quite human, lead away from the car and into the foreboding woods. The tracks are fresh, the smell of damp earth still clinging to them. The officer looks at the path they carve, a trail leading into the heart of the unknown. The woods loom large and menacing, teeming with secrets hidden amongst its dense foliage. The moonlight filtering through the trees casts an eerie glow, casting long, monstrous shadows that seem to dance and writhe with every rustle of the leaves. The officer takes a deep breath, steeling himself against the fear gnawing at his gut. With a gulp, the officer ventures into the unknown, following the ominous tracks. His hand tight on the handle of his service pistol, he steps into the woods, the darkness swallowing him whole. The story of the ransacked car ends here, but a new, more terrifying chapter is about to begin. The woods swallow up the officer as he steps onto a path less traveled. His boots crunch against the undergrowth, each step a testament to the courage within him, a courage that wavers as the trees tower over him like silent observers, their leaves whispering secrets in the wind. The forest seems alive, each rustle and chirp contributing to a symphony of nature that is as beautiful as it is eerie. As he ventures further into the woods, the officer's eyes catch a disturbing sight. Drag marks like clawed fingers had raked the earth, disturbed the otherwise serene woodland floor. His heart pounds in his chest as he follows the trail, each step taking him deeper into the heart of the woods, deeper into the unknown. The trail ends abruptly at a sight that chills his blood, the gruesome remains of a man. The woman, however, is nowhere to be seen. He fumbles for his radio, his fingers shaking as he tries to call for backup. But his lifeline to the outside world is silent. Only static greets him, the crackling noise echoing in the silence, a grim reminder of his isolation. His breath comes in ragged gasps as he looks around, his eyes darting from shadow to shadow. The silence is oppressive, suffocating, the only sound his own heartbeat pounding in his ears. His mind races, thoughts of escape and rescue mingling with the creeping dread that gnaws at his sanity. Just when he thinks he can't take the silence any longer, a faint cry pierces the air. It's a woman's voice, weak and trembling, echoing through the trees. His heart leaps in his chest. Could it be the missing woman? His fear momentarily forgotten, he rushes towards the sound, his flashlight cutting through the darkness, a beacon of hope in the face of despair. A faint cry echoes through the trees, a beacon of hope for the missing woman. Fueled by adrenaline, the officer charges through the darkness, guided by the cries. His heart pounds in his chest like a tribal drum, echoing the urgency of his mission. He bursts into a clearing, his breath ragged, and he expects to see the woman. But there's no one, just an empty space bathed in the ghostly glow of the moon. A cold realization washes over him. He's lost. The once familiar woodland is now a labyrinth of darkness and fear. The officer is alone, stranded in the heart of the wilderness with no sense of direction. panic begins to gnaw at his resolve. He's a protector, a servant of the law, but now he's just prey. Deciding against wandering aimlessly, he settles for the night. He builds a fire, its flickering light casting long, monstrous shadows on the surrounding trees. The gentle crackle of burning wood is a small comfort against the symphony of the unknown that surrounds him. As the night deepens, the woods come alive. Strange noises puncture the silence. The rustling of leaves, the snapping of twigs, a distant guttural grunt. Each sound is a phantom, unseen but not unfelt. The officer's skin prickles with fear, his pulse racing in time with the wild rhythm of the forest. His body tenses with every noise, every shift in the wind. But there is one tree, thick and sturdy, that promises a modicum of safety. He huddles against it, the rough bark pressing into his back as he strains to see into the inky darkness. His mind races with thoughts of what could be lurking just beyond the reach of his vision. As the night stretches on, the officer's eyelids grow heavy. His body aches for rest, his mind for respite. He fights it, but exhaustion is a relentless foe. His eyes flutter closed, his body slumping against the tree. But even as he succumbs to the pull of sleep, his senses remain on high alert. The unknown is a terrifying place to be, especially when you're not alone. As sleep claims him, a massive figure lurks in the shadows. A sudden jolt awakens the officer only to find himself in the clutches of a monstrous creature. The officer's heart pounds in his chest like a war drum. His blood runs cold and a primal fear seizes him. He's being hoisted over the shoulder of a gargantuan beast, an entity straight out of folklore and campfire tales. A creature that bears an uncanny resemblance to the stories of Bigfoot, the elusive ape-man of the woods. Yet here he is, a horrifying reality as tangible as the fear coursing through the officer's veins. The creature moves with a disturbing grace, navigating the dense forest with an ease that belies its monstrous size. It clambers up steep cliff faces, its powerful limbs effortlessly propelling both of them higher and deeper into the wilderness. Each step takes them further away from civilization, from safety, from any hope of rescue. After what feels like an eternity, they arrive at a hidden lair nestled within the forest's heart. Amidst the shadows, he spots a figure huddled in the corner. It's the missing woman, her body frail and battered, her spirit barely clinging to the vestiges of hope. Her eyes meet his, and in them he sees a mirror of his own terror, his own desperation. Thrown to the ground, the officer locks eyes with smaller creatures lurking in the darkness. A chill runs down his spine as he realizes the grim truth. This isn't just a lair, it's a den, a family of these beasts, each one more terrifying than the last. The officer has been ensnared, captured by the beast, and as the cold reality of his situation sets in, an eerie silence descends, punctuated only by the soft rustling of the creatures in the shadows. In the dim light of the lair, a feral woman shuffles towards a fire pit. The officer's eyes, wide with fear and disbelief, dart around the cavernous dwelling. He spots the woman he had been searching for. She's injured, but alive, huddled in a corner, her face a mask of terror. His attention is snapped back to the feral woman. She stoops over the fire, stirring a bubbling pot. Her hands, gnarled and worn, move with a disturbing familiarity. His heart hammers against his chest as he takes in her ragged appearance. She's old, her eyes sunken and vacant, her skin stretched thin over protruding bones. She looks as though she's been here for decades, surviving in this god-forsaken lair. Suddenly, the creature that brought him here, the towering behemoth that lurks in the shadows, lumbers forward. Its massive hand closes around his arm, its grip vice-like. The officer struggles, but it's like fighting against iron chains. He's dragged toward the fire, the heat licking at his face as he's thrust down in front of the feral woman. She looks at him then, her eyes glinting in the flickering firelight. In her hand she holds a hefty blade, its edge glinting ominously. As she steps towards him, the reality of the situation crashes down on him like a wave. He's not here to rescue. He's here to be a part of this gruesome feast. The woman he came to save. She's not a victim, but a bride in this twisted ceremony. The officer's heart pounds in his ears, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He opens his mouth to scream, but the sound is swallowed by the deafening roar of the creature and the crackling fire. As the blade gleams in the firelight, a chilling scream echoes through the forest, swallowed by the dense trees, leaving the audience to wonder what happened to the brave officer. The forest offers no answers, only the haunting silence of an untold story. And so, our tale of the Campfire Horrors comes to an end. Until next time, sleep tight. Before we part ways, dear viewers, remember to stay vigilant. The Campfire Horrors may have been extinguished for now, but the embers of the unknown always remain. As you lay down to sleep tonight, don't forget the lessons from our tale. Safety is but a fleeting moment in a world of unseen. So, if you've enjoyed this journey into the abyss, don't forget to ring that bell and smash that like button. Do it before the thing under your bed decides to pay you a visit. Oh, and keep those night lights on. You never know what might be lurking in the dark. Thank you for embarking on this terrifying adventure with us, until our paths cross again in another tale of the unknown. Goodbye and sweet dreams, if you can.